Good afternoon, guys. I am Joshua Mae Dalugdog, and today we will be discussing the three topics that we have here, which is the skin and its structures, the different bones of the skeletal system, and the major muscles of human body. So, first, let's talk about the skin. So I have here a figure of skin. It is so simple. Just by looking at it, you know exactly what it is. So the skin is the largest organ of the body with a total area of about 20 square feet. So it protects us from microbes and the elements. It helps regulate body temperature and permits the sensation of touch, heat, and cold. So the skin has different layers. So first, let's talk about the first layers that we have, which is the epidermis. So epidermis has the main roles of making new skin cells, giving skin its color, and it also protects the body. So the epidermis is the outermost layer. It is a waterproof barrier that gives skin its tone. So dead cells are shed continuously from the epidermis as new one takes their place. We shed around 500 million skin cells each day. In fact, the outermost parts of the epidermis consist of 25 to 30 layers of dead cells. So the color of the skin is produced by a pigment called melanin, which is produced by melanocytes. These are found in the epidermis also and protect the skin from UV rays. So the second layer of the skin is the dermis. So the dermis has a role of making sweat and oil and provides sensation and blood to the skin, and it grows hair. So the dermis is mostly connective tissue, and it protects the body from stress and strain. It gives the skin strength and elasticity. So the dermis has a receptor that detects pressure and pain. So dermis houses hair follicles, blood vessels, and lymphatic vessels. It is also home to a number of glands, including the sweat glands and the sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands is a sebum. It is an oil that lubricates and waterproofs hair. So the dermis is further split into two layers or regions. First, we have the papillary dermis or the papillary region. It is made of loose connective tissue. It has finger-like projection that push into the epidermis, and these projections give the dermis a bumpy surface, and they are responsible for the patterns we have on our fingertips. And then the second one is the reticular dermis or the reticular region. It is mostly thicker and dense. It has protein fibers in this part that give the skin its strength and elasticity. And then the last one is the hypodermis or subcutaneous tissue. So the main roles of hypodermis is controls body temperature and stores fat, because fat are made, so some hormones are made by fat in this area. So it is the deepest layer, and it is not technically part of the skin, but helps attach the skin to the underlying bones and muscles. So hypodermis provides skin with nerves and blood supply. So that's it for the first topic. Let's go now to the different bones of the skeletal system. So I have here again another picture, another thing here. So human bones. The human skeleton has a number of functions such as protection and supporting weight. So different types of bones have different shapes related to their particular functions. So what are these different types of bones and how are they categorized? So there are 5 types of bones in the skeleton. You have the flat, the long, the short, the irregular, and the sesamoid bone. Let's go through each of these types and see some examples. Number 1, flat bones that protects internal organs. So, flat bones, we have flat bones in the skull. Example is the occipital. And then we have also in the thoracic cage, which is the ribs. And in the pelvis also, which is the ilium and the pubis. So it has a function of protecting internal organs such as the brain, heart, and pelvic organ. And then we have the second one, the long bones. So I have here a picture of some examples of long bones. So long bones support weight and facilitate movement. That's why long bones are connected to the part of the body that is most limited. So long bones are longer than they are wide, including the femur, which is the longest bone in the body, as well as relatively small bones in the fingers. So it has a function to support the weight of the body and facilitate movement. It is mostly located in the appendicular skeleton and include bones in the lower limbs and bones in the upper limbs. So that's it for the long bones. Now let's go to the short bones. Short bones are tube-shaped. That's why they're short. So short bones are about long as they are wide. They are located in the wrist and ankle joints. Short bones provide stability and some movement. So the carpals in the wrist and the tarsals in the ankles are examples of a short bone. And then we have the irregular bones. Irregular bones have complex shape. It is really complex just by looking at the picture. So irregular bones vary in shape and structure, and therefore do not fit into any other category. That's why they are irregular. They often have a fairly complex shape, which help protect internal organs. For example, the vertebrae and the irregular bones of the vertebral column that protect the spinal cord. So the irregular bones of the pelvis protects the organs in the pelvic region. And then number 5 and the last one, we have the sesamoid bones that reinforce tendons. Sesamoid bones are bones embedded in tendons. So these small round bones are commonly found in the tendons of the hands, knees, and feet. So it has a function to protect tendons from stress and wear. The patella, commonly referred to as the kneecap, is an example of a sesamoid bones. Here I have the picture. And that's it for the different types of bones in the body. Now let's go on to the last part of the discussion or the last topic for this presentation, we have the major muscles of human body. So we have a lot of muscles in our bodies. Literally, it is over 600. So muscles allow us to move and function. In general, they work in pairs. Usually, as one muscle contracts, the opposing muscle elongates and vice versa. So there are over 600 muscles, I have said. So, but I have just given here. I just included here the major muscles that we have. I have here 7. I prefer 7. Number 1, we have the massive ear. So the massive ear runs from the temporal bone that forms parts of the side and base of the skull to the lower jaw. So the massive ear lifts the lower jaw to close the mouth, and it is the strongest muscle in your body. Number 2, we have the temporalis. So the temporalis begins on 2 bones of the skull at the front and at the side and base. It runs to the top of the lower jaw. So, like the massive ear, the temporalis helps close the mouth. And then the third one, we have the biceps brachii that runs from the shoulder to the elbow. It is attached to the shoulder blade and extend along the front surface of the upper arm bone. So when the bicep contracts, the arm bends at the elbow. Notice that humorous sounds like humor. We call this area of the elbow the funny bone. And then number 4, we have the deltoid. So deltoid comes from the Greek words deltoid, meaning shaped like a river, or a delta, which is triangular. So the deltoids are the triangular muscles of the shoulder. The strongest point is the central section, which raises the arm sideways. The front and back parts of the muscle twist the arm. So pectoralis major. So from there, the pectoralis major attaches to the collarbone and converges to the upper arm bone. So the temporalis major is a large fan-shaped muscle. It covers much of the front upper chest, beginning at the breastbone, including the 2nd to the 6th rib. So from there, the pectoralis major attaches to the collarbone and converges on the upper arm bone, just below the shoulder. This muscle moves the arm across the body. Abductor longus is located on the inner thigh. Adduct means move. So this muscle allows the thigh bone, which is the femur, to move inward and to the side. So the adductor longus allows the thigh bone to move inward and backward to the side. And then the last one, we have the soleus. It is located in the lower leg. It runs from the lower leg bones to the heel. So the soleus muscles flexes the foot by moving the foot at the ankle. It also helps circulation by pumping blood back up towards the head. So that's it for the discussion. Thank you for listening. Bye.